Oh dear. Oh, hello, good morning. If it is morning. I'm just going to start doing these now. You can watch these on a morning if you want. Have a cup of coffee. Some biscuits. That's what I'm doing. Nice cup of coffee. Yeah. Oh. Well, what I want to do is, I want to talk about collecting. It's something that I've always done. We used to play with these toys back then, but there was a thing in my mind where I was collecting things. I remember thinking, I'm going to get all the James Bond cars because I want to collect them. If you've watched the channel, you know my history. 20 years of marriage to where I couldn't do anything. Finding another wife, and finding somebody else that would let me do what I wanted to do. And basically, it stemmed from there, having a collection, having a shop, selling, working with toys, valuing toys, and it makes me happy. It is the thing that makes me happy. People have got different things that make them happy. And do whatever makes you happy. Basically, that's what I always try and tell people. They should know that. I will live in. I've got a YouTube channel. And I've got a lot of viewers. I've got a lot of regular viewers. I really appreciate that. And I think that my regular viewers will not be influenced by me. Certainly not. And I don't want to influence people. I just want to. Maybe I'm finding things out myself from the videos I'm doing, the toy histories, things like that. It's basically something I want to learn that I do a video on, and I love doing that. That's why I started doing the history channel as well. Please subscribe to that. That is growing pretty well. So that is something that I've found that I do actually love. I love going around and finding things that are still there that people didn't know about. You know, like maybe not a train track, but where a station used to be, or just little signs and things like that. Anyway, we're not talking about that. Please subscribe to that channel anyway. Toys collecting is my main passion. This channel will always be the main channel. And I say, I don't want to influence people. I just want to help people. The reason why I started a shop and started online and things like that, just to help people finish their collections, finding things for their collections. And talking of toys attacking me about that, I'm probably doing one of these a week. I think maybe. It's going to be different from a live stream. A live stream, I'm really running off the chat. With this, I can concentrate on what I'm saying. It's not scripted. It's not scripted at all. It's just off the top of my head. I just want to chat. I just want to talk about toys. I always want to talk about toys. And sometimes with the chat, we get distracted and we go off with the chat and we start talking about other things. But with these, I can talk, and then I can put them up as a premiere, put them up as a live stream if I want, and then I can actually talk over this. So that's a good thing about YouTube. But one of the things you can do with YouTube, one of the few things are good about YouTube. So why collecting? Why do I collect? I think it's purely nostalgia. I think nostalgia is my drug of choice. I like coffee. I like a bit of wine now and again. You know what I mean? But that's it. I don't go out. Don't drink socially. Don't smoke. You know what I mean? I'm single. All this is mine, and that's it. Whereas before I've been married, and it's been half and half, and yeah. Again, we're not good at. We don't want to talk. I'm not talking about the past. We're talking about the future. I'm talking about the way I collect, and the warm fuzzy feeling you get when you actually see something. You'll have done it yourself. You've seen something, I watch a lot of toy channels, and Excelsior's Domain the other night, just to mention one of them, was looking through the Matchbox Catalog, and I've got the Matchbox Catalogs, and I've never really looked at them, but there's this Carmageddon, I think it was called. I can't even remember it. And I looked on eBay, and I've started watching one, but they're pretty cool. But the thing is, I've seen, I think it was Analog Toys. It was actually Analog Toys were looking through an Argos catalogue or something like that, old catalogue, and there was like a motocross game, and I remember having the game, but never playing, never understanding, being a kid, never understanding how to play it. But all it was a little dial, and you just revved it up, and it was just like little counters and things like that. And because I had it and I remember it, I never played the game. I want that again. I've got that on my watch list on eBay. These are the games that I had as a kid. It just baffles me how much I actually had as a kid. Looking at all the Matchbox cars, looking at the Matchbox catalogue, and I nearly had every single Matchbox, because I used to go to the market stall every week, just have 50p pocket money. Used to get a Matchbox car every week. That moved on to Star Wars figures when Star Wars came out, and every week I got a Star Wars figure. So I didn't have all the Star Wars figures, but I nearly had all of them. I would get one a week. It's like the Matchbox cars. I got one a week, and looking through, it's just everything that's in these catalogues, and I must have had most of things. And then it's the things that you forget. And going back to that motocross game, there's a couple of games I want as well. There's the magnetic driving test game. You remember, it's got like a stick and a ball on it, and it's like a magnet, and you drive around. That is something I don't want again, because that is something I had. Pocketeers. I started collecting Pocketeers. One, because it's Palitoy. I'm a big Palitoy fan. And two, I had them as a kid, and they are really crap. They are crap. I don't know how long we played them as a kid, but they're in the Palitoy shelf now. Just absolutely dire. But they're brilliant just because the nostalgia. And that's why I collect nostalgia. Now, what I've been asked is, are you addicted to collecting? I kind of am. But is that a bad thing? There's worse things to be addicted to. Financial wise, it is a bad thing. Yes, you've got to mentally be ready to say no, I can't have that yet. The thing is, like with my Star Wars collection, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Take your time. I took my time to get it. I still need those 4 blasters and 1 bow, and I could go and get them, but that would just blow the bank. And just for 4 blasters, I know that would blow the bank. And the thing is, what would I do? What would I go on to then? That's another thing about collecting. Once with the vintage toys, with the vintage line, like the 96 Star Wars figures, it's finite. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Once you get those 96 and you get everything, yes, you can go to vehicles, play sets, carded. I've got loose carded. You can carry on. You can carry. It is infinite, but it is finite, because it's just, if you set a goal to the 96, which I have, still need them. Still need those blasters. Now I went on to the episode 1. And I need 1 more figure for episode 1. So what do I do then? Do I stop collecting? No, I don't. I won't anyway. I don't know. Would anybody tell me in the comments? Would you, if you finished the you got to your goal and you finished the collection you're collecting, would you have gone to something else? I know the answer, because I know I will never stop collecting. There's no end game. There's no end game with collecting. That's the that's probably one of the bad things. It's not bad, I suppose. On your wallet, it's bad. See, that's why I'm not going to say anything about modern toys. I do buy modern toys. I buy them when they're cheap because the price have gone up so much. People complain about vintage toys being expensive. Necessarily, yes, they are. But you're thinking, I keep mentioning the Star Wars figures. I'm looking at them now. I keep mentioning Star Wars figures. The thing is, they're made millions of them, and you can still find them cheap. Promise you. People say, "Oh, I can't collect that; they're too expensive." Yes, some of them are. There's ways around it, which I've done. I will not. I am from Yorkshire. I will not spend a lot. I will not spend a lot on anything. I think the most I've spent on a figure is a pop-up lightsaber Arto, because that means a lot to me, and it's one of the first figures I did buy. It cost a lot of money, which, looking back, it was a deal. It was a steal because of the prices gone that are now. Would I ever sell them? Yes, I probably would. But I would collect them again. I'd do it for content on the channel. That's basically what it is. The thing is, people say, "Well, you're just renting your toys. You buy and sell." Yes, proper collectors. Really, I don't want to go. I want to take that back. Not proper collectors. Collectors. You can do what you want. The thing is, I was a dealer and a collector. I think 60% dealer, probably 70%. 60% collector, probably 70% collector now. Dialing it back a bit, I do have a lot of things on eBay. I'd say my cabinet, I will be finishing the cabinet at the end of this month, and I've taken some of the best things out, but they're still for sale on eBay, so check my eBay out as well. People saying you are renting your toys. The thing is, there's certain items which I will not sell. My signed Black Series, especially Carrie Fisher, I would never sell that. I was offered, I think the first couple of years that I got it, I was offered $800, which is probably, I don't know, double that now. I do look on eBay at signed Black Series, and they're going for silly money. I do intend to get a couple signed down at Celebration, but the prices, again, we'll talk about that another time. The prices of autographs have shot up, especially at Celebration. But I do intend to get a couple, and no, I will not sell the signed, because most of them are signed to me anyway. You know what I mean? But yes, I do buy and sell. Collectors. There's one thing that all collectors want, and that is small space. Now, sometimes you've got to sell your stuff to move it on to buy new. If you get something better, then you've got. And by the way, always be happy what you've got. Always be happy. Don't be looking for things for gratuitously, because I think that's bad. I think the thing is, I buy something because I like it, not because I think it's cool or to impress somebody. It impresses me. I've done that. I have done it in the past. I've done it in the past, thinking, "Oh, I get that because that so and so's going to think, oh, that's cool." But then again, I'm looking at it and then thinking, you know what? Why did I buy that? Buy it because you want it, not because it's cool. You know what I mean? But I mean, people think I'm a Star Wars collector, which I am. I like the vintage. I got. It was a way back into collecting. I started getting the Lego figures, and I went on to getting the Black Series, and then went back to vintage. Something for the nostalgia again. But yeah, the figures. Yeah, it's not. I'm not collecting them because it's cool. People think that I'm just a Star Wars collector. I'm just looking around and I'm just thinking, how much of a percentage of my collection is actually Star Wars? And conservatively, I'd say about 50%. And I think that is about right. I don't know. Looking around, I love Star Trek, James Bond. I've got the Hot Toys, Marvel. I've got $6 Million Man, Batman. I've got so many Batmobiles. I've started collecting Action Force. Now that's another thing to go down. I never had them as a kid, and I can't remember much about them. But the Palitoy, and again, I love Palitoy. I will collect them. A lot of the vintage Star Wars figures I cannot remember, and it's not because I had them as a kid, because I didn't have them. I love Bespin Luke. I did a video about it. I love Bespin Luke. He was one of my favourite figures, and I have got lots of him. I think the figure, I don't know the figure I remember. Oh, Darth Vader. Darth Vader was my favourite figure, but I think it's like the Biker Scout and the speeder bikes for me. The speeder bikes are my favourite because I remember getting the speeder bike and I think it was the best thing ever. The Scout Walker, the speeder bike, they were just the best things ever. And I think when Return of the Jedi came out, 82, 83, that was, I was getting towards the end of my kiddie collecting, if you like, but I still got them. I remember having this big, I think my mum had a sandwich toaster, and she gave me the box to put all my figures in. And I had this big sandwich toaster box full of figures, so I must have had quite a lot. And I always put my weapons. First of all, I had a little Matchbox. Brian, is it? So a tiny one. And then, obviously, when you got the Empire Strikes Back, you got the rifles, you got the lightsabers, things like that. It was a swan Matchbox. So I had all my weapons. I did not lose any of my weapons. They were all in the boxes till I sold them. Again, selling. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be an end game for me collecting. Never going to stop collecting. Even if I did have to sell all this, which it's a possibility. If I have to move, I'm going to have to sell a lot of it because I can't take all this with me. It is quite ridiculous. And again, there's a fine line between collecting and hoarding. The difference with me is I'm not a hoarder. People might disagree with that. I'm not a hoarder because I do sell things. I do get rid of things. If you're a hoarder, you will not get rid of anything. That's the definition of a hoarder. They will not get rid of anything. And to the point where you've seen the programs. This is kind of getting like I do have a lot of things for eBay, which again I need to get rid of. I am going to sort my bedroom out. It's just full of empty boxes. Empty boxes as from figures and from vehicles, things like that. But empty boxes like shipper boxes and boxes from eBay that I think, well, I keep them because when I want to move, I'll need them, blah blah blah. Or if I'm selling something on eBay, I will need a box, and I will not get rid of the boxes. That is hoarderish, but I am going this week to sort that out. I do it every so often. I can't start getting a pile of boxes and I just get rid of them, and then it's typical that then I need the box. But that always happens. Hopefully. I will get rid of them tomorrow, and then somebody will buy something really big, and I'll need to have one of the boxes to ship in. But there we go. I think I've done enough. I think that's it. I've got notes on what I wanted to talk about, but I've not written a script. It's all top of my head. As you can probably tell by the stumbling and they're just going from topic to topic. But if you want me to do these more often, and you think I should talk about something, have a discussion about something, we can discuss this, obviously, in the premiere. Again, I've not done this live because I like to read the chat when I'm live, and I do work off the chat. The live streams work off the chat, but I like to just witter on sometimes. And I think people like to listen to what I have to say. I'm not being presumptive there, hopefully. Presumptive. So we can talk. I mean, I've got so many things. We can make a series of it. To be honest with you, I think I've covered most of it. Addiction, completion, rules, OCD. Your rules. We can talk about the so-called collecting rules next time. I used to adhere to them, but I don't anymore. There is no rule book. You collect what you want. But we'll talk about that in future. I don't know how long I've been going on. It's probably too long. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will subscribe. I hope you'll join in and leave comments and let me know what you think. Let me know what you want me to talk about. And until next time, thank you for watching. May the toys be with you.
Excuse me, have anybody got any buckle hour and do?